Alright, we are going to talk about the alkaline diet today. Why is it? Why do people want their body to be more alkaline? Does it actually help? Well, before we talk about this, we need to understand what exactly is alkaline diet. Now, the alkaline diet is based on the idea that the diets or food that you eat can be acidic or alkaline or neutral. And by that, you are making your body more alkaline by replacing the acidic food to more alkaline foods. You can somehow improve your health. They think that's when the body's breakdown foods, this metabolic waste can be acidic, alkaline, or neutral. And they claim that all of this affects your body's pH. And then it will affect your body functions and your health. They claim that if you eat foods that leave acidic residues, your body will become more acidic. And you will be more risk at disease, especially disease like cancers or osteoporosis. While they say that if you eat alkaline foods, it is going to balance this acidity and therefore it will improve your health. But is this actually true? The truth is that none of this is even remotely close to being true. It's not supported by scientific research and not even supported by a basic understanding of human physiologies. The American Institute for Cancer Research has come out and published that it would be nearly impossible for the cell environment to create a less acidic environment in our bodies. To understand why, let's start with the very basic. So what is your pH? A pH scale is the thing that we use in chemistry to figure out if something is more acidic side or more on the basic side. And when we say basic, we actually mean it's alkaline. pH scale goes from 0 to 14, and 7 is the middle, which means neutral. 0 is super acidic, and 14 is super basic. 0 is bad for us, even 14 is bad for us as well. Anything at either extreme end of the scale, 0 or 14, will cause you severe chemical bursts if you ever put it on your skin, For example, 0 would be something like hydrochloric acids, like the stuff you found in the battery acids. And 14 would be something like liquid drain cleaners. So both things that you really want to take really care around. Now 7 in the middle is pure water. 7 is good for us. 7 doesn't burn. Now in the between all of this, we have stuff like lemon with pH about 2, okay? Lemon. Coca-Cola with pH about 2, 2.3. Tomatoes have pH about 4.5. Baking soda is been more alkaline. It has pH about 8.1. Bleach that you do the cleaning has pH about 11. So when it comes to pH level around our bodies, our pH level will actually vary throughout our bodies. Different parts of bodies have different pH. Some parts of our bodies are more acidic. Some parts of our bodies are more alkaline. For example, our stomach is a lot of hydrochloric acids, which has pH about 1.5 to 3.5. So if you eat food, first it ends up in your mouth, where it's fairly neutral, to the stomach, where it's acidic, and then to the intestines, where all of this mix up food is mixed with alkaline substance to neutralize the acids. So your stomach acids doesn't burn your intestines, right? Blood actually is slightly alkaline, with pH of about 7.35 to 7.45. Now, the supporters of this alkaline diet will actually use their urine or their saliva to test for their pH and make sure that their body isn't too acidic. So while it is true that food can sometimes change your pH of your urine with variable result, it has no reflections on your body's overall pH or your general health. In fact, you really don't want to go messing about your pH levels. You don't want to mess up at all. Your pH is very tightly controlled. Especially your blood pH is very tightly controlled within the range about 7.35 to 7.45. Blood pH beyond this range occurs when, if they are not in this range, they are someone who are very ill, okay? So if your body will control your own pH, it doesn't need outside help. And it's actually really difficult to change your body pH through what you eat and drink. Your body will regulate your pH no matter what you eat or you drink. You are not going to change your body pH unless something is seriously wrong. Something is seriously wrong in your body. So changing your body's pH shouldn't even be a goal to begin with, because it is so tightly regulated that if your blood pH starts to go to too acidic or too alkaline, what that actually is a sign of that one or more of your organ systems are failing. Because it is a cooperation of a lot of different systems working together that maintain your pH inside this narrow range. So for it to go outside of this range means that something is already gone seriously wrong. Something like you have stopped breathing. You are in respiratory failure. And probably you have heart failures. You have septic. You have taken an overdose. You are in kidney failures. You are in ketoacidosis, liver failures, and etc. What it really means is that you are going to end up in ICU. It's that serious, okay? So how does your body control its pH? It's with your kidneys, with your lung, and with a chemical buffer system in your blood itself, involving carbonic acids and bicarbonate ions. So when it comes to your food is only going to affect your pH of your urine and not the blood, okay? It will affect your urine, not the blood. So let's start with the kidneys. How do the kidneys help to maintain your pH? Your kidneys produce bicarbonate ions that help neutralize acids in the blood to maintain the proper pH. It also helps to get rid of acid by excreting it in the urine, so you get rid of it when you go to the toilet. So in response to do something like acidosis, meaning your blood is too acidic, the kidneys will generate more bicarbonate ions to increase the pH. In response to alkalosis, meaning that your blood is too alkaline, the kidneys will get rid of the bicarbonate ions in the urine and decrease the amount of hydrogen ions they are getting rid of. So they are holding on to more of them to lower the pH. But if you have kidney disease or your kidney isn't working properly, then you can't doing this and you start to get pH problem. So the buffer system of your kidneys is actually take a little bit of time to work, and it's not an immediate effect. Okay. Now the food you eat may affect the pH of your urine, but even then, it still doesn't affect the pH of your urine in a reliable way. It doesn't have any reflections on your overall health at all. It doesn't even have any reflections on the pH of your body. You guys start thinking about it. Your kidneys help you filter your blood, and to do that, it helps to get rid of waste products in your urine. So there's a lot of things that will affect the pH. So there's a lot of waste product that will be acidic. There will be a lot of waste product in there, will be more alkaline. So all of these things are going to end up in your urines to get rid of, to pass it out your body. So what it is your body is getting rid of this thing. It's not just reflecting of your blood pH, okay? So just because your blood pH is hopefully to always be neutral, always close to neutral, doesn't mean that your urine is going to be neutral. It can be acidic, it can be more alkaline, more basic. It can be between of it, alright? So the next major system that helping your pH is your lung. Now you might wonder, well, isn't the function of lung for breathing? What is doing about the pH thing? Actually, your blood, your lung help control the pH of your blood in regulating your blood levels of carbonic acid. And it does this by controlling your breathing. So carbon dioxide easily reacts with waters, like waters in blood, to form carbonic acids. So the levels of carbon dioxide and carbonic acids in the blood is in equilibrium. So if you breathe slower or you hold your breath, carbon dioxide level will increase, which will increase the level of carbonic acid in your blood, which lower the pH. If you breathe faster, you exhale more CO2, carbon dioxide, which means that less carbonic acid in your blood, which means a higher pH because you are getting rid of the acid. Your pH level is so important that your body actually regulates your breathing by the carbon dioxide levels and not your oxygen levels. You have sensors for carbon dioxide in major vessels like your aorta, the really big vessels that goes down the middle of the body, and your carotid arteries. So it's so important that you even have sensors in your brains for pH level, which directly control your breathing rate. So if you have too much carbon dioxide, what it means is you start breathing faster. If you have too little carbon dioxide, you start breathing slower. So the mechanisms actually works a lot quicker than the mechanisms from your kidneys. So what about this idea that there is a link between acidities and cancer? There's this idea that cancers only grew in acidic environments and can be treated or even cured by alkaline diets. But this isn't true at all. The idea is that cancer cells grow in acidic environments. So if you don't have any acidic environments, then cancer cells can't grow. The truth is that cancers can grow in both alkaline and acidic environment. However, cancer cells often seem like they are like acidic environment because the rapid growth of the cancer cell create an acidic environment because they have higher metabolic rate and they have the limitations of blood flow. The cancer cells will produce a lot of waste product like lactic acids. So it is not the acidic environment leading to cancers. It's the cancers leading to the acidic environment. And even if you change that acidic environment, it's not necessarily going to have an impact on the cancer cells. You also keep in mind that these observations are made in the lab, in a petri dish. While you have the absolute control over your petri dish, you know. You are like a little god over the petri dish. So changing the pH of the petri dish isn't going to be a problem. You know, it's easy. You just got to drop something in there. But changing the pH of the cancer cell inside your body, there is going to be a problem here because you can't change the pH of your body. You can't change it to the degree which you think it might help because of doing that. You are going to put your own life in danger. And that will sort of defeat the purpose of trying to kill the cancer cells. So what's the deal with alkaline diet? It's totally hopeless. Or is there some redeeming qualities to it? Well, there's a little healthy part about it. The one healthy part of alkaline diet is that a lot of food that's seen as alkaline are food that are generally healthy. It's generally healthy for you to begin with, like eating more vegetables and fruits, eating less meat, less egg, less dairy. So the diet is healthy in the sense that healthy food are healthy. It's not because of alkaline diet is healthy. It's healthy food is healthy. And because plant food contains a lot of phytonutrients, but not because it has any alkalizing effect on your bodies. The bad part beside the lie is that some perfectly good healthy foods get left out for no good reason. For example, protein in healthy meat, beans, nuts, some grains, etc. Your diet should be based on healthy food, not if it's alkaline or acidic. If you start excluding entire fruit group or huge portion of food, then you start to run into risk of nutritional deficiencies. And there is also no need to buy special products that promise to boost alkalinities like alkaline water. Alright, we got it here. I'm Kim Law. Please subscribe our channels and click on the bell. Share this information to your friends. Don't use alkaline diets. Okay? See you next time.